With number 6, using FOIL, what are the first terms multiplied together going to give me? I want to know what the products are. So what are the first two terms, Lizzie? R squared. The outer terms multiplied together give me this, Beth? Negative 11R. The inner terms multiplied together give me what, Lisby? Walker?
Negative 5R.
Negative 5R. And the last terms multiplied together, Eli? Positive 55. Okay, and that is not my answer because what do I have in the middle, James? And what's negative 11R plus negative 5R or negative 11R minus 5R? Taylor?
Negative 16R.
Good. R squared minus 16R plus 55. Yes, sir?
Are we ever going to have a problem that there is no like terms?
Yes. Yep. Or you can't combine anything after you multiply it out? Yeah, that happens. Okay. How many of you got that for your first answer? 6? Okay, good. That's a good sign. Number 11, it's a little more difficult because every term has a variable and it's not always the same variable to combine as easily, but you do the same way. So, Lisby, the first terms multiplied together give me? Good, 10a squared. Benton, the outer terms multiplied to give me? The inner terms, Kyra, multiplied together give me? 15ab. And then the last terms, Wyatt, multiplied to give me?
What's is it 3b times negative 2b?
Mm-hmm.
That's negative 6b squared.
Okay, and then are there any like terms? Hayes? What are they and what do they give me when I combine them? Good. And what do I get when I combine them? 7ab minus 6b squared. A note on this right here is some of you may have gotten like negative 4ab, and then here you may have gotten positive 15ba. Would these still be like terms if one was ab and one was ba? Yes, so don't get confused by that because they're being multiplied commutative property. But here's your answer. How many of you got that? Good. We're on a good. We're in a good place right now because the next problems are going to step it up a notch. So if this was easy, I'm good, but we're going to have to go a little bit tougher. Go to example number 2, I believe. White, did you have a question?
Does it matter what order, like, you multiply them?
The honest answer, no. It doesn't matter what order, but FOIL's a nice way to remember so that you multiply everything where you have to. So you don't have to do FOIL. In fact, you can do LIOF.
Liof?
Mm-hmm. L-I-O-F.
Liof.
You can do OIL-F. ELO. It really doesn't matter, but FOIL's a nice little acronym, easy to remember, but yes, because you're just multiplying, and I'll show you here on this next problem, which is going to help us out with this. It doesn't matter what order, but we just use FOIL. It's easy to remember. Okay, example 2a. Ellie, can you read that problem for me? A, just the actual problem.
2 parentheses 2y plus 5 parentheses 3y squared minus 8y plus 6.
Okay, so are we multiplying two binomials here? No, we're multiplying a binomial by a trinomial. And so do we use FOIL here? No, we don't use FOIL, but we do use this property twice. Distributive property, that's basically what we've been doing, using the distributive property. I'm going to multiply 2y by each one of these. So what's 2y times 3y squared? So I'm multiplying these two together. 6y to the third power, or cubed. Good. Remember what you have to deal with your exponents. What's 2y times negative 8y? Negative 16y. Oh, Swivl, what is your problem? Sorry. Come back. There's got to be something. Some explanation. Stop. Not you, Beth. Swivl. Well, actually, hold on. Beth, are you doing something this week? Okay, he forgives you. Mm-hmm. He forgives you. Yeah, there you go. All right. What's 2y times 7? 2y times 7. Positive 14y. Okay, so you just distributed once. Now you're going to distribute a second time. Josh, what's 5 times 3y squared? 15y squared. So basically you're multiplying 5 by each one of these now. So 5 times 3y squared, 15y squared. 5 times negative 8y, negative 40y. And then what's 5 times 7? Positive 35. Okay? Yeah, that's a lot. Okay, whatever it takes for you to identify like terms, because you know that's not simplified, whatever it takes, do it. And I told the other class, this is what I remember doing this when I was younger and learning this. I used to do this. It's a box in like terms, and then I would circle other like terms so that I know, oh, I got to add those and I got to add those. So that's what I did. Some of you underline and some of you just keep track of it, but you just be careful. You need to get those like terms combined. 6y cubed, and then what's negative 16y squared plus 15y squared? Negative y squared. And then what's 14y minus 40y? Negative 26y, and then that 35 is by itself, no like term. This is what you get. Okay, there's another one. If you look at B, what's the difference between B and A? B has what kind of polynomials? A trinomial times a? How many times am I going to use the distributive property then? 3 times. Oh my. All right, ready guys? Loosen up. Click, click, click. Get that lead out. Make sure that your pencil has enough eraser. And hope for the best. Yes, ma'am. If you guys could write that problem down, I'll get it down in just a moment. And then, James, if you could read that problem for me in just a moment, that would be very helpful. Okay. Oops. So this is example 2B. Okay, go ahead, James.
Parentheses, x squared plus 4x
Minus
minus 5.
5?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Parentheses, 3x squared minus 7x plus 2.
Okay, and I made sure that I wrote those right, because if you wrote one thing wrong, throws everything off. This is a long problem. Already, don't make it longer. Okay, we're all good with that? Distributive property 3 times, just be very careful. I'm going to multiply x squared by each one of these. So what's x squared times 3x squared? Good, 3x to the 4th. And remember, you're multiplying x squared and x squared, so you add the exponents. What's x squared times negative 7x?
Negative 7x to the cube.
Yep, negative 7x cubed. What's x squared times 2? Positive 2x squared. Then we're going to distribute again. We're going to do positive 4x times these 3. So what's 4x times 3x squared? Positive 12x cubed. What's 4x times negative 7x? Negative 28x squared. Good. And what's 4x times 2? Positive 8x. Think I have enough room?
No.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Well, yeah.
Okay, we'll see.
You'll squeeze it.
Yeah,
Do the little.
I'm going to do the last term by all three. What's negative 5 times 3x squared? What's negative 5 times negative 7x?
35x.
Positive 35x. And what's negative 5 times 2?
Negative 10. Oh, you can't do it.
Okay. Oh. Notice the writing got smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay. This actually is my favorite part, looking for the like terms, and then I get to draw shapes.
Wait, what? This is your favorite part, Mr. Ray?
Yeah, right here. Getting this simplified.
This is terrible.
Yeah, I don't like it so complicated. If you're looking at that, man, it's a lot. How many terms? 9? And I can make it simpler. Just make sure you get all the like terms. Man, what shape should I? Oh, yeah. That's what I did. Yay. Isn't that fun? No?
Whoa.
Triangles?
You forgot 2 terms.
Yeah, so what I do is the ones that I didn't mark, they have no like terms. So we're going to leave 3x to the 4th alone. And then what are the rectangles terms give me added together? Positive 5x cubed. And then what do the circle terms give me? Well, what's 2 plus negative 28 plus negative 15? Negative, I think it's negative 41x squared. And, yeah, 35x and 8x, positive both. So positive, oh yes, not that. 43x, and then that minus 10 has no like term, so you don't have to add it with anything. What order is this written in? Descending order according to the power of x. Okay, it will get more complicated. You'll get x and y. You'll get fractions, decimals. You still work it out the same exact way. You're doing the distributive property 3 times, and then simplifying whatever you can. You guys okay with that? No?
I'm okay with it. It just takes forever.
Yeah.
Oh. Anything else? Okay, let's keep going here. This way that we work it out, the horizontal way, that's one way of doing it. Let's look at example number 3. There's another way to work it out. And example number 3 gives us 2 polynomials, a trinomial times a binomial. And then they say use the column format or the column form. That's just vertical form. And can somebody, Walker, go ahead and read me that example.
X cubed minus x squared. Nope. 8. Negative minus 8. Minus 8x squared plus 9 parentheses 3x plus 4 column 4.
Oh, well, thank you.
What did you say, Hayes? Because it's first being column 4. That's what it says. What?
All right. Now that we got those questions answered. Okay, this is a column format, and maybe you're looking at it saying, this format's really dumb. It's actually how you multiply all numbers, isn't it? Don't you usually stack numbers on top? So you're actually doing it the same exact way. You're going to do 4 times 9, then times negative 8x squared, then times that.
Wait.
What's 4 times 9? Positive 36. Give it its sign. Keep it signed. What's 4 times negative 8x squared? Negative 32x squared. What's 4 times x to the third? 4x to the third. I'll give it its sign just to make it clear. All right. Give it its sign. That's your first column. Okay. Now you're going to multiply what by everything? And what?
Wait. Don't you have to add 0 or something?
Yeah, you saw how they added a 0x. Do you have to add that in? No, you don't have to. You can. I'll show you why they did it and then why you don't have to. So the 3x, I'm going to multiply by the 9, right? We'll do this this, and then that. The nice thing about the vertical format, and really you could do this with the horizontal format too, is 3x times 9 would be what? Sorry, 23. Just 27x, right? I usually line up in this format, I line up like terms. But does 27x have a like term here? So I'm just going to put it like over here, 27x. It has no like term. Okay, what's 3x times negative 8x squared? Negative 24x to the... Okay, is there any like term here to negative 24x to the third? Negative 24x to the third. And then what's 3x times x cubed? 3x to the fourth. Positive 3x to the fourth. And I'll put that for emphasis. And what's nice about this format, you'll see it more as you work those problems out, you just add like terms in a column. So here you have 3x to the fourth. What's 4x cubed minus 24x cubed? This is too dramatic. Okay, minus 20x cubed. And then that one has no like term. And just because I know which one should come next if I'm writing it in order, yeah, the x term, so I'll put plus 27x plus 36. Are there any other like terms? Okay, so you could do it that way. You may like one method, you may like the other, you may not prefer either, but you're going to have to do both because you're going to see it both ways in your homework. And you should get comfortable with that. You guys okay with that? No? Okay, I'll give you a practice problem. Just to make sure you guys are getting this.
Wait, it was me? But what did I do, Mr. A?
No, you didn't do anything.
What?
You didn't do anything yet. Page 539, number 12.
Is this our class?
Nope.
No?
Oh, we have to learn something else.
This is medium difficulty, yeah. Sorry?
Wait, did you say
Oh.
number 12?
Yes, number 12 on 539.
Really?
I have no idea.
Tell me what's in there. That's great.
You could do it either way. Preferably horizontal because it's written that way, but I'm okay with vertical.
Okay, number 12.
If you add the terms, or sorry, if you're multiplying them,
You add
add exponents. If you're adding those terms, you do not combine the exponents. Yeah, you got to keep those straight. You're going to see this over and over and over again. I know something that's funnier.
I don't think what you're about to say is very funny.
I'm going to try my best. You want me to try?
Yes.
No. Yes.
No. Yes.
That's ridiculous. It'd be 1 through 899. No, I would never do that because I don't have that many problems. But if we did. Who?
1 through 56.
Yeah, you do 1 through
In one lesson. How about that? I
1 through 56. All you have to do is...
I don't know what I would do.
That homework's great.
I can't say I would know what I would do.
Just say do
That's
24 or 899 times.
Okay, that's hard to grade.
I'd probably just do 30. Skip
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Okay. Anyway,
I did 1 through 56.
Josh, what's 2x times 3x squared? 6x cubed. Taylor, what's 2x times negative 5x?
Negative 10x squared.
Kendall, what's 2x times 4?
It's 8x.
Harper, what's negative 5 times 3x squared? Vivian, what's negative 5 times negative 5x? Beth, what's negative 5 times 4? Okay, and then see how I can even use a horizontal format and get my column set up. So now I just add like terms. 6x cubed. Riley, what's negative 10x squared minus 15x squared? Yep, you keep that x one. That's okay. Wyatt, what's 8x plus 25x?
33x.
And then we saw that negative 20. That's as simple as you get. Okay, that's your answer. So I would say that if you could do this problem right here, you're very well set. But if you're looking at your homework, you also have fractions and decimals. Just multiply them. If that's 0.2 times 0.3, you get 0.06. That's okay. Just keep working through that. All right. Example 4. This one's a good one because it's going back to those geometry problems. And again, you're going to see these. I want you to be more ready for them. Example 4 says the volume of a prism equals the area of the base, B, times the height. Okay, when you're bringing up volume, what you're doing is you're asking how many cubic, in this case, cubic inches, cubic centimeters, cubic feet, can fit into that prism. So this is the formula you need to know for example number 4. You must know this formula. It's capital V equals capital B times H. You're like, what's all that stand for? What does B stand for? Volume. Now, specifically, what does capital B stand for? Area of the base. Because there's another base that you look at later on. What's H? Height of the prism. Okay, so I'm trying to find the volume, and I'm going to use a polynomial to figure that out. So I see my figure. I'm like, okay, I have no idea what to do. Can you guys tell me what the height of that prism is? What's the height? 5a plus 1. That's the distance from the top to the bottom. All right, 5a plus 1. We already have h. What we need to figure out is what is the area of the base. And they drew you a figure, which I hope you could see on your own too. Okay, if I were finding the area of the big rectangle, so if it was this big rectangle, what would that be? Well, what's the length times the width? It'd be what? 12a squared, because you have 4a times 3a. So what's that multiplied together? 12a squared. Okay? But I have to take away this rectangle here. What's that worth? What's the area of that? 30. 5 times 6 is 30. So you would subtract 30 from that figure. Do you know the area of the base?
Yes.
It's 12a squared minus 30. So the volume, 12a squared minus 30. Do I know what the height is?
It's
5a plus 1. Oh man, I don't know how to do these.
Yeah, me neither.
I mean, it's not like it was our lesson.
Sorry. Yeah, I know. It's like. Yeah, I guess so. That'd hurt you on your quiz though. So go ahead and do this one. Use FOIL to figure out what's the volume, of this prism. How many cubic whatever units we're talking about fit into that prism? Either some of you are very fast, or maybe you can get started on this. Just work it out. Binomial. Practice helps you out. Okay, Ellie, what's 12a squared times 5a?
60A.
Mm-hmm. Lizzie, what's 12a squared times 1?
12A.
Walker, what's negative 30 times 5a?
Negative 150a.
And Kyra, what's negative 30 times 1? Yeah, negative 30. Can you combine any like terms? Nope. What's the volume of that prism? 60a cubed plus 12a squared minus 150a minus 30 cubic units. Okay, that may seem, it is complicated. It may seem like that doesn't even make sense. But all I need to know to actually find a number is what in the world does a equal? So, in B, listen carefully, guys, because some of you, Mr. A, you're so, listen carefully. I'm not making you do this. But if I told you what A was, you got to put it here, here, and there. So on B, do you see where it says, find the volume if A equals 5? So all you had to do, stay paying attention, guys. I need your focus, because you're going to see this later. Maybe not this homework assignment, but you will see it. 5 to the third power, you would have to work that out first, which is 125 times 60. Work that out. 5 squared, 25 times 12, get that. 5 times 150, and then you would add those products together, and you would get your answer. So it's possible, and then you would get one number that would be the volume. I think it's 7,020. 7,020, yeah.
I saw you look like this.
I think it's
Solve it on the board for our entertainment.
really?
Yes, please.
Okay. Then I have to wait to give you the homework.
Yes.
Okay, it's still
I'm okay with that.
Yes.
All right, I'm not gonna do it because I actually have to collect. Okay. Anyway, do you want your homework? I'll wait. Okay, I did change it because I think we got more. So we didn't. I'm not giving you more, but we got more type of problems here. It's going to be 15 to 37 odd. I threw in some evens in the actual homework, but I changed it so it's 15 to 37 odd, and then numbers 38 and 39.
Can those be like bonus?
I actually want you to do them and this time go for the right answer. So 15 to 37 odd, number 38 and 39, that's pages 539 to 540. And you may begin.
It's fine.
Bye, so.